Hi. How's it going? Um, so I'm outside on my front porch. It's a nice night. The weather's been really warm, and so I'm I'm just hanging out with the cat. So if a cat interrupts us, oh my goodness. Uh, so I thought I'd give a little bit more about my background. I've worked for CPS for the last 2 years as um, as a child care provider. And sorry, you can see into my house, and so I'm checking stuff out. Oh, nope. Hi. My husband didn't know where I went. I kind of didn't tell him I was out here. Uh, Anyways, I worked for CPS for at least 2 years as a child care provider. I had to go through training to get into that position, and before that, I worked in a daycare center where you have to be certified in early childhood education. So I have that certificate. I have training through CPS, and I have about 17 years of experience in childcare. And I always found it interesting, like when you're a Sunday school teacher, when you're a nursery attendant, when you're a babysitter, you can't use any of these authoritarian methods. When you're a camp counselor, you want it all to be fun. And when you're in Sunday school, same thing. You want them to come to Sunday school. And so you go to these trainings and they teach you these techniques and these tools about how to gain cooperation from the kids. And of course, you're dealing with like 30 kids. So, and I worked with special needs students and not so special needs students, and it just, when my son was born, I was attachment parent with co-sleeping, breastfeeding, that type of thing. And so that's just kind of an extension of attachment parenting, this whole life unschooling thing. And when I was going through the early childhood education training and the CPS training was especially, and I was looking into opening my own daycare, which took a whole other degree, and I started doing classes. The training, the state, government funded training by the professionals, basically it did not hide how detrimental public school is to kids. When you're going through this training, they say, okay, once they get off the bus, then you need to provide them a space to relax and decompress, because they're going to be really stressed out from their day, and they've been working and they've been sitting all day, so you need to give them space to relax and time to move before doing their homework, because they always have and as said, too much homework. And then of course, we're talking about 6-year-olds. We're talking about 6-year-olds being stressed out. And to me, that just solidified my parenting technique that I was already kind of falling into. But at the time, I didn't have a name for it, and I didn't know what it was called. I just knew that this was how it was going to go.
No. Hey, Mommy?
What's up?
I'm going to get Levi dressed because he's going to go stroke us. Oh, after your vlog.
Okay.
Go right ahead. Michelle.
Anyway, so, and my husband has always been really supportive. We're very individual people, just doing their own thing. And anyway, so they're talking about these 6-year-olds being stressed out, and that just terrified me. I didn't want my son to be stressed out. So I already knew that we were going to homeschool. And so he's about 2 years old at this point, and I'm going through this training, and it's talking how kids learn best. So when you're dealing with preschoolers and kindergartners and daycare settings, it talks about how they learn best. Well, children learn best through playing, and they learn best like this, and they learn best like this, and this study says it, and this study says it. And everything that school isn't. And so CPS, this is CPS training. This is state certified training. The state knows that this is not the best way to do things. Teachers know, but they're powerless to change it. And so it kind of astonished me that they were really open about it. Kids being stressed out, kids needing time to relax. And it was completely absurd to me. And so that's with all these tools, and they say instead of doing this, you do this. And so with all this training and all these tools, when I had my son, I found it unnecessary that after 17 years, I would have to start using authoritarian style parenting, to start putting my child in timeout, to start yelling when I've never yelled before, and I've never had to yell before, because I've learned all the tools and I've learned how to connect with the kids, and just having enough tools in my little pocket that when I had my own kid, why wouldn't I use those same tools with him? Why wouldn't I use gentle parenting with him? Why wouldn't I use conversation and support and talking and allow him to have choices? And even in the daycare training, they said you need to be respectful towards the child, give them the choices, and just allow them to be as empowered as possible, and allow them to be completely empowered. And as my son grew, I just found that with the one-on-one, he's an only child for many, many reasons, some of them medical, but as this one-on-one allowed us to really connect. And so I never really had to use authoritarian parenting paradigms. I just connected with my child, and through that connection and knowing that he had the right to say no. If you don't want to clean up, honey, you don't have to. Oh, do you want to let the dog in, or is it my turn? You know, partnering with him. And that's basically all it is. We kind of say, oh, there's no rules, there's no this, there's no that. But at the end of the day, it's partnering. It's treating him like I would treat my husband. I wouldn't demand my husband to, you need to do this just because I said so. But it's approaching it from a place of respect and a place of partnership, and saying, would you like me to get the dog, or would you like to get the dog? Would you like me to feed him? Do you want to feed him? And whose turn is it to take care of things? In that respect, he's really grown up, and he helps around the house, and he does chores, and everyone's getting ready to go to the store, which leaves me home alone. So maybe I will continue this after they all leave. He looks cute in his clothes though. Yeah. So anyway, I will talk to you later. 9 minutes is a good video. Again, if you have any questions, you can leave them down in the comments section. Let me know how I'm doing. I'm brand spanking new. I don't know how YouTube works. I don't know how video editing works. But it's a tool that's out there, and just let me know. I don't know how to finish a video either. Okay, bye.